Okay, that looks good on my end. How does YouTube look now? I look hard. Hello, dude. Just trying to set up. It works now. All right, nice. Yeah, I tuned it down a lot. I think that 1080p or the 1440 was what was killing me. It definitely looks a little blurry, but at least it's there, right? Audio also good. Very nice. Perfect. Hell yeah. All right. Well, that took a few hours to set up, but it wasn't too bad in the end, and hopefully that'll make everyone happy. Some people were like, "Please stream on Twitch." Other people were like, "Please don't leave YouTube." And I was like, "Fuck, dude. I don't know. I don't know what to do." Yeah, and as far as like the new channel go, I'd heard that back when I first started the channel to do that, and I just didn't, and now I regret it. But at the same time, I also kind of feel like it just takes a long time to build a follower base, right? Like most of my videos get like 3 or 4 thousand views, and you'll get like 20 or 30 subscribers. If I continue to improve and making content and try and do better and better each time, eventually, you'll get more eyes on your stuff, and it won't be that big of a deal. You'll just have subscribers, and you won't need to worry so much about the video getting pushed. It's not like a regular channel where I'm trying to advertise to the whole world. It's just the Path of Exile community, right? It's relatively small, so as long as you start building a following, then it'll all work out, right? I do need to figure out the audio stuff. Not that I don't want to listen to music all the time while I'm streaming, but it is nice here and there, especially on like a league start when um, you go bigger on YouTube because I'm not retarded. Yeah, well, I need to get better at making videos though. Like almost every video I put out, I'm just like, fuck, I could have cut this down by 5 or 10 minutes. I just say a lot of unnecessary stuff, but we're getting better. I need to work on my editing too. That'll probably be the next thing is trying to improve the editing a lot, just because we live in a time where people's attention span is pretty low, and having more scene changes or background footage and shit like that is. Let you explain why? Yeah, let me hear it. Content is quality. I appreciate it. I actually know how to play PoE. Yeah, I know. I think I know where you're going with this before you say it, but yeah, whenever I see like the biggest creators, dude, it's the most dumbed down, basic shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I sometimes talk from a place where I think like I assume people know what I'm talking about, and that's a really bad habit to have. I try to not do that and dumb it down a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know. It's a work in progress, right? I'll keep improving. I've already improved. I had to delete some of my original videos, dude. If you saw the original ones that I had, well, I'm sure you did. You've been around for a while. Dude, some of those were so bad. The quality, the sound, the extra, it was bad, dude. Most people can't speak coherently about the game. Yeah, I definitely agree. Can I check the predictable recom? Yeah, we can give it a shot. I was thinking about that because I know they mess with the recom chances, right? Um, I was thinking that it might be really tough. I was kind of hoping that they would buff them for idols because idols are already really, really bad. Where do I have? I guess I can just pick anything. Oh, you know what though, dude? I don't have any gold. I don't have any gold in standard. Do you like video essays? Yeah. So I'll tell you, I've tried a few, right? Like, I generally do better if I fill out something on a notepad before I start talking. And I've tried to write out entire like word for word formats, but I can never stick to them. I always deviate. But with that being said, what I did find that works pretty good for me is just writing out a few key points and sticking to those. And I don't always do that, but I should start always doing that. Yeah, my standard gold is 636. I can't recombinate anything. But oh, you just wanted to see the odds though. Is that? Hold on, I see what you're saying. Shit, it's gonna take me a second to find them. I am also curious. I was debating on whether the PoE2 ones would be good or not. I just feel like you'd be deleting your idols. It can't be better, right? I have some blue ones. Let me see. It's gonna. I got a whole lot of tabs to go through here, so it's gonna take me a second. I know it's in a quad tab. I do know that. Wait, do I even have? Oh, I don't have a recombinator. I don't play in standard, dude. I don't have anything. Um, how do I get a recombinator? Do I just go into King's March? Hmm. It won't let me place it. I'm assuming because I haven't set up anything with King's March. But yeah, don't just babble. That's my worst habit, dude. Is I'll have something I want to talk about and then I just start babbling. It's like that's like my biggest fault, dude. I constantly have to go back in and just be like, no, dude, shut the fuck up and cut so much out. Um, all right, assign workers to mining. I guess I'll just do that. I assume just visiting King's March alone gives me access, right? I thought my B button. Wait, hold on. Nothing's ready yet. I see. All right. I don't have gold, no, but I can still see the idle chance for recombinating, right? Even without the gold, which is kind of what I was curious about after you mentioned that. But um, yeah, what's the deal with that, by the way? Why does your gold not transfer from the regular league into standard? That's wild, no? I wanted to test some stuff out in standard, but I didn't have any gold to buy anything. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd have to go through the whole process to unlock the recombinator. That seems kind of crazy. Wait, what process is there, Uni? I thought it was just unlocked now. Okay, okay, there we go. All right, so we can look at the recombinator. Let's go ahead and take a look. Um, what it's going to be. Man, I'm so excited for this league, dude. Just thinking about it. I am unemployed again. I was unemployed for last pressure league, and I'm unemployed for this one again. Never have I been more happy to be laid off for a month. I'm really torn in this league start though, man. Here we go. I was really thinking about doing that bleed bow, man. Did you guys ever play Grimroad's old corrupting fever? Like it's so fucking good. I guess I'll grab some rare ones too. But yeah, it is so good. It's like the single target's kind of crappy in the beginning, but once you get a gear and you get it up to like 5-10 million DPS, then it pretty much just one shots everything in a map. But it's just like, oh man, everything about it feels so smooth and satisfying. I want to let me 21.64%, huh? And what are the regular idle odds? Uh, click the question mark. Yeah, I thought I was on the other one for some reason. Hmm. I thought it was a 1-3 previously in the last league, but they nerfed the idle change. No. Oh, I gotta get used to using OBS for chat now because I'm missing some stuff. Sorry, YouTube guys. Oh wait, no, I'm not seeing YouTube anymore. Man, I saw somebody on YouTube using an add-on for the double whatever it is. It is what it is. At least I got it up and running, and it seems to be working all right. Got to set up overlays for both chats. Yeah. Source code will. What up, dude? Yeah, I might just have to do the standard Dick Streamer thing and just ignore one chat or the other. You played Grimo's Fire BB Explode a long time ago. Still probably my favorite build of all time. Yeah, dude, Grimo made the fucking he was the business at making builds, bro, back in the day. It was so good. His Corrupting Fever Gladiator is hands down top 3 favorite builds I've ever played. Wretched Defilers kind of takes the cake, but it's probably number 2. It was so damn tanky. It was so fast. I always like a build that can do Expedition because so few builds can do it well due to the ward and the block, and if you're trying to do it with spells, it's like a nightmare and all that shit. But that build absolutely obliterated. I got rich off Expedition so many leagues in a row using that build. It was really good. And I thought this league, the reason why I wanted to go into Bleed was because we can't really decide what our early sets are going to be with idols, most likely, since we're going to be broke as fuck. And we're just going to be kind of looking for whatever comes our way. And Expedition would be a really good one to go into if we found a few nodes. But a lot of builds just really suck at doing Expedition. But yeah, 1 and 5 to 4 and 5 to lose your idols seems pretty rough. I don't think this is the way, but I don't really use the PoE2 recombinator very much. I know there are ways to make it better, right? Oh, okay. I assume it's got to be based on the weighting of the mod on its success chance, right? So I guess, I mean, the hideout warriors are definitely going to find a way to just make absurd currency off of this with the recombinator and PoE2 system. I'm not really that guy though. I don't really care for the hideout warrior stuff, but I think probably what I'll do is just test it out and see. It's probably based on the weightings, I would guess. And if it's something like 40% chance, I mean that's pretty good, especially like, yeah, 40%. I would probably try it, and if it was something like 15%, I would just try to recombinate the other way because I think it's a 1 and 3 regardless. But I do know the weightings have an impact on which mods it keeps and gets rid of. You missed 21% for 16 times, dude. The recombinator, bro, is just, it does what it wants. Yeah, I do know the weightings have an effect on like the chances of, like, if you're using multi-mod things like this. Oh, that one's 62. Okay, it gets pretty high. The thing is the other one is a 1 and 3, but even if you fail, as long as you're using blue mods, you get to keep an idol, right? And you get to reuse it. So that makes it a little more valuable to me. But I mean, 60%, that's pretty high. Yeah, I keep forgetting. It's either the lower the weighting, the lower a chance it has to fall off, or the higher the weighting, the higher chance. But I can't remember. I always forget which way it is. Am I going to do an expedition start then? Well, if I do bleed bow, I will. I'm like 20% leaning towards bleed bow, especially because initially I thought that breach wasn't going to be a part of this. I thought you're going to have to idle breach in, but somebody told me in the comments of that last video that no, it's just an expansion of Breach League, right? So breach will be on every map, which makes the gearing way easier. And that bleed bow thing I was talking about, dude, you could go into tier 16s just like crushing shit. I was trying to simulate like a very early, like day 1, hour 8 kind of thing, like, because a lot of people forget how hard day 1 is, and just like how much you get your ass kicked when you walk into T16s for the first time with the majority of builds, right? And that bleed bow felt pretty good. I was just like, you would league start it, and then I would take it to like mid game and get a bunch of currency farming, basic tier 16 content, like Expedition or Legion or something, and then I would move on to something more expensive. I don't think I would take it to the late game. But yeah, if I did bleed bow, I would definitely do expedition, so long as I found the idols. If I do specters, they don't really do expedition or legion very well at all. You're pretty much stuck to blight. You're stuck to tier 17. It can get into tier 17s pretty early, so that's nice. But yeah, it's basically blight, tier 17, or strong boxes are your three, and harvest. Yeah, and harvest. Those are your four like go-tos on minions. Pre-two stones is generally the hardest part of the league, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. And that was the other thing that worries me with bleed bow. If I go bleed bow, I'm pretty much guaranteeing that I'm going to have to buy some boss carries, most likely, unless I can, skip out on a few bosses at the end and just farm a lot with a weaker idol set, and then buy some gear to help do the bosses. But the single target was just too rough to be able to do bosses and have them feel good. Gonna make bank with Blight Ravaged. Blight is such a sick league start, honestly. I do it a lot. It's not like crazy currency like Legion, but you can do it on every single build. So no matter what your luck is in a league, you just slap on some annoyance and then you can make 5, 10 div an hour, more like 5 to 8. And that's so much money in the beginning of a league, just trying to get a basic build together. And the blighted maps aren't affected by your Atlas tree, so yeah, it's good. You get 86 eye level bases, and blight is a great league start. I do it a lot, especially since I play minion starts so often. It's almost always how I get going. Blight, and then maybe some harvest. T17 to get the helmet. You remember having such a problem early league for Atlas progression during Freshia? Yeah, dude. I remember. I think I mentioned in one of my videos, but I was like, dude, I remember the first day being such a struggle. Like, you weren't getting any currency at all because you had no idols. I'm hoping that it was just due to our lack of awareness about how everything worked together, and that this league won't be as bad. But I also remember it being really, really bad. Bubblegum currency, yeah, all like the basic drops, like sustaining alchemy orbs, or what was all your mapping shit, right? Chance orbs, chisels. It was all so bad until you got like a basic idol set put together. So many people quit on the first day. Yeah, a lot. I'm trying to. Uh, I'm trying to let people know it's going to be rough. I'm like, look, the league start is going to suck, dude. Day one, we're all gonna. It's going to suck for all of us, though. It's okay. It's going to be okay. But yeah, we're all going to be in the same boat. Map sustain's horrendous. Currency stains horrendous. The one saving grace is we'll have the breach tree. I guess I didn't realize that, but yeah, we'll have it now, and so that'll help with gear a lot, which will be big. But yeah, as far as like the mapping part itself, it's going to be rough. We are ramping. We're always ramping. That's right. Max ramp at all times, except on day one. It's minimum ramp. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm excited for it. I feel a lot better now. I was getting a little stressed, dude, because I wanted to set up this multi-streaming thing, and I was like, the last time I tried it, I spent like 5 hours on it, and it just wasn't working. And it turns out the software I had was no good, and then that software also bricked my OBS, and I didn't realize it. I had to reinstall OBS completely to get this one to work. So I was stressing. I was like, I really want to set this up, but it's stressing me out because I don't think it's going to work. So I'm happy it's working. Wretched Defilers can do all map mods. Hold on. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That's probably going to be way louder with this new mic that I got. I'll have to mute that quicker. I had to disable my mute button on my mic. I bought an MVX Shure mic, which was highly recommended in a lot of places, but the mute button constantly activates on its own without me touching it, and so I had to disable it, which means I don't have easy access to a mute button, which is pretty frustrating. But anyways, the Wretched Defilers can do all map mods. Almost. Yeah, it cannot do LE Reflect. It was able to in the Mercenaries League because we weren't wearing the Dorianis, but now that we have to self-wear the Dorianis, there's really no way to get it. You can get 50% reduced from Yugal, and is there a ring? I can't remember if there's a ring or not, but the other place that you would get it is on the chest, implicit, minions can take reflected, but you have to wear the Doriani, so that doesn't work. But yeah, I'll just say no reflect. You can't run reflect. You can run everything else. The only caveat to that is tier 17s. If you run the minions reduced cast and attack speed, it doesn't completely brick you, especially now that they've reduced the explicit modifier effect, but it basically bricks you. It's like 80% damage reduction. It's really brutal. It's my biggest complaint about minions. It's like the same as like an 80% physical damage multiplier. Like it's just such an absurd modifier to have for a minion build. It just completely shuts you down. But yeah, I'll say reflect. You definitely can't run, and the minion reduce attack and cast is pretty brutal. Every other mod is fine. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the recon mods. Um, even at the more I'm thinking about it, even at 60%, it's like 60%'s got to be worth it. But like 40%, that means you lose 2 idols 6 out of 10 times. That's pretty rough, dude. These idols get pretty expensive. I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. I think we're gonna. You know what will help this a lot now that I understand this league. I think. I think prioritizing chance for connected map on these idols. I was not prioritizing that at all last time. So aside from just having idols, um, for the increased map found in area, I think chance for additional maps or connected maps and then Kiriak missions early on will be the move, and that'll probably help a lot. You might even be able to have better sustain than you would in a normal league, right? If you could find a handful of them. I bet you it wouldn't surprise me if those weren't like hyper competitive. I bet you a lot of people are going to be looking for, Legion, Strongbox, money makers. So I bet you if you just keep an active search up, you could probably snipe some pretty basic map sustain ones for like a few chaos, right? And even 3 or 4 of those would go miles towards helping your early progression, almost certainly. Yo, what up, dude? Twitch now, LFG. Yeah, wait, what is he? What is the? Oh, fuck it, I'll figure it out. I'll try and figure out how to get the YouTube chat on here, so whatever side you're watching on, I can maintain the chat, or I could just leave both screens up. But it's really hard on a league start to monitor both chats. It's actually hard to monitor one, to be honest, because on a league start I have so many active searches up and other windows going on that it's such a bitch to monitor one chat, let alone two. So we'll have to see. I'll try and see if I can figure it out though. But yeah. All right. Well, hey boys, thanks for helping me out. Get this set up. Looks like we're squared away. I'm gonna go. Gonna start with the bloody thing. I was thinking about it. I was just talking about it. Yeah. I'm really considering it. I'm like a 20% chance I might. I'm just really worried about the single target and being able to clear some of the bosses. I think it would be a really good farming build that would make you a ton of currency and go very quick. But I think you'd have to donate some of that currency to TFT to buy some boss carries. That's kind of how I feel about the build. But it looks very tanky. It looks uh, really fast. They explode. It looks really satisfying. I just think you'd have to buy some carries, and you probably would have to sit out tier 17s for a good while until you had some gear under your belt. But it would be able to farm a lot more content than Wretched Defilers. Peacock of Bouncing? Yeah, I listen. I don't. A lot of. I think I do so well with SRS start because I just have a lot of experience. I've run like a ton of gauntlets with SRS. I've just played SRS a lot and minions a lot, so it just comes really natural to me. But I don't suggest that everyone goes SRS to start. A lot of people despise it and don't really like it. And yeah, I mean, certainly league starting is whatever you want. On the Scion tree, it's super easy because you know it's Scion, so you can go wherever you want and then respec into whatever you want at any time, so long as you have the gold or red orbs. If you want to do that and go Peacock and Bouncing and then switch into SRS, then I would just say make sure you put a single SRS and Raise Spectre gem, maybe even a Raise Zombie gem in your offhand, and then that way when you go to spec, you have a level 19, level 20 gem to use because they'll probably be very expensive. Like a level 20 Raise Spectre gem early league is like 2 divine sometimes. So yeah, just make sure whatever you want to change into, whatever build it may be, you level something in your offhand. But Peacock and Bouncing looks really good. That was one of the ones I was trying with that reverse poison setup that I was doing. I was trying to see if I could make that work. Might level like 6 of them? You should. Yeah, you should, and you should corrupt them, even without quality, because gem cutters are a little expensive early on, but if you hit a 21 without quality, you can sell that shit for like a divine or two, which is really nice on a day one. Well, you wouldn't have it on day one, but day two situation can help get a couple extra pieces of gear to get you going. I certainly recommend leveling something in the offhand. The build is, I will say this. So I went and checked out Ghazi stuff because I was curious if he was going to do Wretched Defilers again, because that was going to be one of the determining factors on whether I went bleed or not. Because while I don't generally care for Ghazi's builds, he has a massive following of people that play his builds. And so when he put something out, like the previous league, he put out a Wretched Defilers thing, and all the gear went 10 times in price. One of the reasons I really liked the Wretched Defilers early on when I was first making it was because everything was so damn cheap because there was just no competition for it. Um, and I don't think he is playing Spectres this league, which is huge because it means all the gear will be significantly cheaper. Connor's Incinerate build looks insane. Yeah, I I was actually really thinking about switching into that. Everything all right? Just want to say you're very intelligent, and I'll probably follow your build. Well, I appreciate that. The Bleed one was just something I was kind of working on, and I ran out of time. But the Spectre one, I have played many, many leagues in a row, and I can guarantee that you will have a good time for sure. Really looking forward to playing Wretched Defilers. Last time I played Minion build was in Metamorph League. Oh shit. It's a good one to play, man. I'm a Minion fan. I really like the archetype, but I will not play a Minion build if it's not good. Like I think before Wretched Defilers, I didn't touch a Minion build for years just because they were all bad and slow and clunky. Like if I can't make a Minion build go as fast as like a tornado shot or at least close, then I won't touch it. I care about farming more than I care about builds. So I'm always playing something that can that's within like the top 5% of farming builds, right? It doesn't have to be the best, but it's got to be up there. I got to move fast and kill fast, and Wretched Defiler certainly does that. I could I was considering I might switch. Where are we at here? I might try and do the Syndicate Operatives again, dude. These things are fucking sick, bro. It's just the mirror weapon. I'm sure you could do it with way less than a mirror weapon, right? But uh, yeah, I mean, this is like what 90 million DPS or something, so you certainly don't need all this. But yeah, these things are amazing. Where's my audio? Oh, I have my headphones off. But yeah, these things they ended up doing double the damage of um, Wretched Defilers, maybe even triple the damage. The problem I had with them initially was their survivability, but I think I got that solved. I mean, well, I definitely have it solved. And especially this league where, or with the new changes now that if your specters die, you don't have to resummon them. It makes it a lot less tedious if you lose one occasionally. But these things visually just look so much better than the Wretched Defilers, and they clear better. I mean, it's all just better. It's just way more expensive to get into this high of a version of it. But with the Wretched Defilers, it's like a Mage Blood plus 200 Divine, and you're capped. That's like the beauty of the Wretched Defilers. But yeah, throw in a couple hundred Divine, and then you just farm a bunch of mirrors for like a crazy build like Connors or something like that, or if you want to go into like a Fub Gun build or one of the multi-mirror 6 mirror builds, right? You use your wretched defilers as a stepping stone to get there, and yeah, it's very cheap for how strong it gets. Big Daddy was doing Transcendence Armor Stacker. Yeah, but all his builds are they're all for what's the name of the boxes? I'm going brain dead. I got such little sleep last night. Valdo's boxes. I couldn't think of the name. Sorry, but they're all for Valdo's boxes, right? There's some fun scab builds out there for sure. Well, the reason I keep suggesting it so much is because you can, for the most part, it doesn't hold true to everything, but you can basically take any PoE one build that's ever been created, and it just works on the scavenger due to it has fizz reduction, which is generically good. It has all the options for explode or power charge or fizz damage. Like it has a defense, it has an offense, and then it has like a speed. It's just like generically strong for almost every build, which is why I think it's just the best thing to league start if you're a little on the fence, right? I mean, I think it's the best regardless, but especially if you're on the fence and you're like, oh, I don't really know what I want to do, like, and I might want to change, then it's super easy to change from the Scion into anything. And then on top of that, people are just putting out really strong builds for it as well. Do I think it looks good even without the aggressive minions mod? I've run Defilers without the aggressive minions. It's not the worst. I definitely prefer it, but it's not the end of the world if you don't have it. I always Oh, wait. Are you talking about these guys or Wretched Defilers? Wretched Defilers definitely work better with aggressive, for sure. But it's not the end of the world if you don't have it. I've played without it a handful of times. It's actually less of a big deal in the scavenger version that I do, where I go high regen, because the biggest reason that not having Wretched Defilers is annoying is they'll stop attacking for a second, which means it shuts off all of your energy leech. And so you can die during that like second where they're just not doing anything. Whereas with the scavenger build, we don't have any leech, and we're just going into recovery on block through the shield and then just really high regen. So it doesn't even really matter if they stop attacking for a little bit. Wild Speaker looked good. Dude, there's a lot of ascendancies that look good. The Bog Shaman was really cool. That shit, I did the Righteous Fire on that for a little bit after the scavenger version. And that AoE was stupid, dude. But I don't think Bog Shaman is a good league starter. It's a little bit squishy from what I remember. But yeah, there's lots of stuff. The Surfcaster looks pretty crazy. There's a handful of them. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but the downsides to them is if you go that route, then you're stuck on whatever that build is, right? Like most of them are designed specifically for like a build or two, and that they don't have a lot of options. Without Explode, RF feels pretty bad. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But you can get Explode other ways than the Scavenger Ascendancy. Get the Explode Chest. It's a little, usually after a few days, right? 3-4 days. I don't know how long it takes to get those. You can get the Oriath's End. There's a few ways to get Explode outside of Scavenger, but Scavenger is nice because it's just built in. You finish the third lab and you have Explode, and it's like a disgusting Explode. 30%. I forget what the numbers are, but it's a very high chance for. I think it's 25% of their life. It's a big Explode. Bog Shaman starters, really? I've had my head in the sand. I don't know what people are league starting. I was just messing around with all kinds of stuff. I wanted something tanky and fast and that could do all league mechanics, and I was playing around with all kinds of things. And the bleed bow was the one that I liked the most so far. But yeah, I was not paying attention to what other people were doing at all. I often don't. I don't keep up with this game and at least content creation very often. I'll put a bad video out and then I'll get like 10 comments like, "Hey, idiot, you didn't know this?" I'm like, "Oh shit, no, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry." Fogun's league starting Elemental Hit Surfcaster. I didn't even know he's playing the league. I hadn't seen anything. I didn't see him post anything. When did you put that out? Oh, he must have just talked about it on his stream. I guess I assume, right? I went to go check him out, and last thing he posted was from, what do you call it? Torchlight. We live, yes sir. He was crashing out because he didn't get invited to ExileCon. Dang. Well, he's not that big, man. Maybe when he steps up his game, he'll get there, right? BV Bog Shaman is broken. Oh, don't tell me that, man. Listen, I league started BV last league and it was a mistake. I changed out of that shit so fast. I am not getting baited into BV league start again, dude. But I really want to. It's one of my favorite spells, man. I love that shit. But ooh, it was a rough ride last league. I did not have a good time for the first couple of days. They don't want any brand risk streamer. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I was joking. Obviously, he's huge, one of the biggest PoE streamers. So I was just talking shit. But I guess that makes sense. Is he really a brand risk? I feel like if he went live, he wouldn't. He, what's he gonna do? It's not like he's like some absurd streamer, right? Like he says some off color things here and there, but it ain't that bad. They invited Quinn, dude. Quinn is way worse, bro. He's so much worse. That's crazy. That's funny. I kind of wanted him to go. Just I want to see what Fubgun looks like. I've been having a debate with people on whether he's a fat white guy or a Hispanic dude, and I don't know. Some people think he's Asian. I'm on the fat white guy side. He's Chinese, is he really? Wait, is that your assumption, or do you know that for sure? He's really into the weeb stuff. He's a big weeb guy for sure. 20-year-old Chinese for sure. Oh, okay, all right. I thought fat white guy for sure. Well, that makes sense. The Chinese guys are smart, man, for sure. Look at like X the Farmer, dude. This guy came out of nowhere, never touched the game, and fucking making multiple mirrors every league he plays. I'm like, all right, dude, well done. I don't know that he's Chinese, but he's Asian for sure. You could be anyone if you live in the NA. Yeah, I just was going based off his voice. I was like, it sounds like a fat white guy to me. He's got to be fat though, at least, right? Like he plays so much PoE. I hear him breathing sometimes in his video. I'm like, yeah, for sure. All right, enough talking shit about Bob Gun. uh, ever play miners? I played them once or twice. I don't really like how they map. They're really nice for the bosses and like getting all your points unlocked for the Atlas tree. They like crush bosses, but um, and they always just feel really clunky to map. What was the power siphon one? Felt pretty cool. That one felt really good. But I remember back the last time I tried traps, I think was like back when seismic traps were a thing, and I was like, yeah, the bossing is cool, but the mapping is brutal. Yeah, I did see Jung Rohn's one. I briefly watched that. He was doing what was he doing? Um, the poison blade. Fuck. I was literally just using the skill yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, which blade though? It was the poison one. Um, it looked really good though. Venom Gyre. That's what it's called. I need to get some sleep tonight, dude. My brain is fried. I'm not gonna make it through a league start, dude, if I don't get some better sleep. Holy cow. You know when it takes you like 10 minutes to think of the most basic shit and you're underslept. Kobe Black Mamba. That sounds really familiar. Didn't realize it was tomorrow. You thought it was Friday. So did I. That's why I was like still messing around with all these builds, and then I just found that out like last night, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta make a video. Um, yeah, I thought I had a whole nother day to like plan out a full bleed build and start to finish, and then it was just like, nope, it's happening now. Get ready, and I was just like, oh shit. Oh, stuff with his dad. That sucks. Yeah, I remember that name. I'm having a hard time picturing the person or the content, but I know the name. But yeah, that sucks. Family stuff's always brutal. With ties to TFT services. Fucking sounds like a mafia member, dude. Maybe they got his dad. Hopefully that wasn't recent. Hopefully that's not a too soon joke. And hopefully his dad's like, all right, I feel bad for that joke. I take it back. A little too dark. But yeah, that's funny. Ties to TFT. Take a look at the video I sent later. It's the BV I did in last Freshia. I was completely unbeatable and had good damage. Oh, damn it, dude. Did you send it recently? You're gonna get me baited, bro. All right, I'll check it out. I'm really hesitant to league start BV. I love it, and uh, yeah, it's just I've league started a couple times, and it's really hit or miss. Sometimes you have the worst league ever when you league start Blade Vortex. Other times it goes great, but yeah, Mirror Mafia for real. I know, dude. They look; those guys make a lot of money, man. I was I was thinking that Fubgun was gonna get a visit from some strangers when he kept stealing all their mirrors in PoE two, man. I was thinking you might get a knock on the door late at night. It's taking a lot of money from them boys. Maybe that's why he didn't get invited to the event, dude. They've got ties to TFT too. They banned his ass. It's not a league starter. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I made a really cool Blade Vortex build in Freshia using the Chaos resisted 0 and all elemental damage converted. Again, I'm just forgetting the names of everything right now. I'm fried, but um, yeah, it felt really good on Scavenger. But I'll take a look at yours for sure. I'm always interested in BV builds. I'll look at every BV build on the planet. I love it. Who got invited? Oh no, dude! I was joking, but it's true. It's true, dude. They've got ties into everything. They're probably at GGG's office right now. They probably got all of our loot nerfed, bro. They probably got all the explicit effect nerfed so they can make more money on TFT or selling off their currency to all the brokies. They're like the politicians, dude. They're donating. Yeah, tinfoil hat time. They're donating to GGG, so they'll start making some changes to nerf all our loot. So we got to go buy it off the websites that TFT's selling it to, bro. Oh shit, that's crazy. All right, boys. I'm gonna hop off. The girlfriend's home. I want to save my energy for a hopefully very long stream tomorrow. It was fun chit chatting with y'all. Thanks for helping me set that up. I'm gonna go eat some food, hang out with the girl, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Hope you guys have an awesome league.